Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high level best of 5. Today we have in the top right spawning as our red Terran player, sending his first SUV across the map. It's ByuN. And on the other side of the map we have a blue barcode player, but we managed to figure out that this is herO. The way you figured it out is by checking his clan tag, which is herO with 2 O's, capital O's, even herO. So we have a, ooh, look at that. This is a... Oh, I love this. I think I... Wait, what? Okay, I was gonna say I think I know what this is, and then I saw this gateway here on the low ground. And I immediately lost. Okay, no. I know what this is. This is going to be a proxy gate against a proxy Rex. Which is just a weird interaction after all. Like, it is one of these things that happens, you know, every couple of weeks. And we'll see it, and you know, everyone has all these theories about it. It's like, oh, technically Terran has less units at home, and Protoss needs to keep their first unit from the gateway at home in their main base as well to deal with any type of Reaper attacks. There's a fast factory for the Terran, and in my mind, theoretically, this is good for Terran. But what ends up happening in practice fairly often is that the Protoss walks in with a Zealot and a Stalker and freaking wins the game. They just, boom, over. They just completely blast it. Okay, you're seeing this if you're ByuN, right? You're seeing this Zealot being chrono boosted. You're like, okay, that's odd. Why is that Zealot? Why is that gate on the low ground? Why is there a chrono boost happening here? Like, what in the world is going on? And I think it's a pretty fair question. I think it's a very fair question. Did ByuN already figure... Did ByuN already figure out that this is a proxy gate? I don't know. I don't know if he did. He might think it's like a proxy start. He did not go in towards the main base. Now he's in the main base and he's spotting things. He sees, hey, there's very little gas mine at this point. He's just kind of running around here with this Reaper. It's going to do some damage. Without a bunker at home, though, this could turn sour very, very rapidly. That's one of the things we need to keep in mind. Oh my god, herO is sending the first unit across the map straight away. That means that if this Reaper is going to continue to get microed, it will get an infinite amount of damage. There's a massive timer currently on ByuN, as herO's first Stalker is just hugging the wall here. That's definitely not a very useful way to spend your time. 2 Reapers are now out. 3rd Reaper is on the way as well. ByuN still without a bunker is just the most surprising thing in the world to me. I mean, I can't... Oh no, it isn't. There's no unit at home to put in the bunker. What would the use of a bunker be? There's no... I guess the Reapers eventually could come home. Depot is going to get taken out here. Now there's a Zealot, an Adept, and a Stalker in the main base. There's 1 Reaper alive as one of the Stalkers has returned home. Or just popped out there. There's going to be a single Cyclone and 23 SCVs, and that is it. That's all that ByuN is going to get. I guess add in a couple of Reapers there, because we'll see continuous Reaper production. There's 2 Reapers as well. Okay, that's it. Here comes the Cyclone. Is about to pop out. Immediately locks onto the Stalker, which is the correct call 100% of the time. Adept gets taken out. Reaper gets blasted as it tries to jump up. Decent surround here on these units. I actually do believe that ByuN is going to be capable of holding. Is starting a mine as well, which, as long as he keeps the ramp secure, means he's going to take out 1 unit for free here. There's no probe whatsoever with this army. That means that a unit is just going to end up dying here against this mine. Very, very important to note. Maybe herO will try to force it to lift, but there is a Cyclone up here as well, which is going to make things even more awkward in my mind. Here we go. herO coming in for the trick. Oh, is he in time? Is he in time? Oh, very nice on burrow coming out of ByuN. Takes out the first Adept with the Cyclone. Second Adept gets taken out by the mine. And I actually do believe that this is... Ooh, that's a scary Reaper grenade. Because what if the Stalker jumps over? You lose your Cyclone. Might still just end up losing. Oi, oi, oi. Mine burrowed here on the bottom side as well. Took out another Stalker. And with the Cyclone still at full HP, I think this might actually be it. Reaper gets sent in here into the main base. We still see 13 workers against 23. GG gets called. And ByuN, in a very exciting game number 1, takes the dub. Gets the first point on the scoreboard. So we'll be heading into our second game. Here we are in the second game. And we see, once again, a worker just being sent out straight away. ByuN called the proxy virus. Not a virus by proxy, but just wants to proxy all the time now. This is going to be, this is Moondance. And on Moondance there's a very particular proxy that some of the top Terrans have been using, and that's the proxy racks over here, or over here, or over here, or over here. A proxy racks in the third base location. Now what this does is it allows you to not only go for a proxy racks that is really close to the Protoss main base, that is difficult to spot because no one really wants to spot this area. But on top of that, there's another thing here which is important to note. You might be wondering, whoa, Harstem, what is that? Well, that is that... Wait, what? I guess this is going to be for a proxy factory instead. Okay, well, everything I just spoke about makes no sense whatsoever, so we can scratch that. What I was gonna say is that if you build a barracks over here, you're in time to block your opponent's nexus with an eBay block on top of that. So Protoss is going to have his nexus delayed for a very, very long time, which is extremely frustrating. So yeah, that's something to note next time you'll see an SCV move across the map this quickly on Moondance, but it's not going to matter too much here. Reaper is on the way, and we have double gas. At the same time... Wait a second. 18, 139. This cybernetic score went down at 1 minute and 21 seconds. That is 3 seconds faster than physically possible when you play 14 pylon, 15 or 16 gate. Which can only mean one thing, and that is that this is a 13 pylon 14 gate. Cuts a little bit of economy, but in exchange you get a slightly faster initial adapt, a slightly faster initial zealot, and also a quicker stargate. Once again, at the cost of your initial mineral economy. Yeah, some pauses going on here. The same thing happened in the first game as well. Yeah, it's going to be a factory proxy. Now, ideally this should be mines with an armory, given the situation. But, and this is, wait, the second probe that went down? Wait, this Reaper killed 2 probes. So the Reaper is aware that there's 2 probes here for whatever reason. Probably believes that it's maybe like a proxy gate again. That's kind of weird. Huh. To show both the probes. I don't know why he would do that. The Reaper right now is just looking for something. I don't think he's quite going to find it. Unless, okay, here we go. Sees the Void Ray building as well. That's an interesting call here. The Void Ray needs to start a bunker ASAP. Like, just like, right now. Like 3 seconds ago, this bunker needed to start. Oh no. This could actually go pretty wrong here. Without a bunker. I don't understand. Maybe ByuN prefers a Viking? Says, hey, I don't have the money for a bunker. I want a Viking instead. It's an interesting call because there are no batteries here, which means that a bunker would actually be extremely effective. Void Ray started working on this depot here. At the same time, Hellions are moving in towards the main base. herO is not going to have anything to deal with this whatsoever. Okay, 1 adept shows up. Don't think ByuN wants to shoot that adept though. Wants to definitely go for the probes. Double depots get taken out. There's going to be 6 Marines. And that will be it, as there's a complete supply block right now. More Marines are being queued up. The Viking pops out as well. What is this? Got purple, what you got? A purple square over here. Nice little bug there, Blizzard. Good stuff. Okay, 7 workers have gone down on the side of herO. Ooh. Okay, Viking goes down, but so does the Void Ray. So that's a 1-for-1 trade. Now we finally get the bunker. We have another Viking in production, as well as more Marines. There's only a single adept left, and this Void Ray has already taken a bit of a beating. I actually think that this game right now is in favor, in my mind, of ByuN. Because he's going to be capable of defending here. Yes, there are Phoenix. Oh, there's already 2 Phoenixes out already. Nice target fire on that mine. Very nice target fire even. Second mine is moving out as well right now. Might actually get in, which would really suck. Nah, Phoenix will be in time to lift it, for sure. Okay, Phoenix is going to lift that mine. We are 1 base versus 1 base, 5 minutes into the game. Okay. Yeah, we have another lift. Beautiful stuff. Okay, now you're going to move down here, take out this bad boy. There's another Hellion there, but that should also get taken out. I don't think hero's going to be very worried about that. Will that Adept Shade get it? No shot. Yes, shot. There we go. Medevac, second barracks. and a command center. On the high ground, mind you. This is a high ground command center. Do we like that call? Honestly, I don't really care. I think it's good. I guess. I mean, the thing is you want to defend your reactor, right? So maybe it's even better to have that bunker on the low ground at this point, but it's also scary to move to the low ground right now. There's not that many units. The ramp does provide some safety as well. Let's not forget about that. Then again, what really does herO have? I guess it's mainly Viking, or mainly Phoenixes. It's actually kind of scary. 5 Phoenixes against 7 Marines and 2 Vikings. I mean, there's no way that ByuN can ever successfully split his army, right? The moment he splits his army, he's going to end up losing like 10, 12, 13 workers. If there's enough energy even for that. But what I'm trying to say is that these Phoenix will have free game, basically. They will be capable of doing whatever it is that they want. And now they start moving in. Adepts finish up now. See, cancel on the shade there. Robotics facility. 60-70% done. Nexus finishing up here right now for herO behind this. And going straight away into 2 extra gases. That means it's going to be 4 gas for some robotics facility follow-up here. Which I'm feeling that's going to be the Colossus, obviously. Surprised that he takes these gases so quickly. Yes, I understand that gas is a scarce resource at this point if you've been on one base for so long, but I feel like minerals probably should have the priority right now. You need a faster third. You're just down in workers. I guess herO is very much so relying on these 6 Phoenixes dealing some eco damage. Because without eco damage, ByuN is going to get so far ahead in the next, let's say, 1.5 minutes or so when it comes to supply. Just purely based on income here, what we're seeing. The moment this natural gets saturated, I think herO is just going to be in trouble. These Phoenixes need to start doing something. Okay, here we go. Coming with 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is good. This is very, very good. At the same time, though, ByuN starts moving out. A battery is on the way, but I don't think that's quite going to be in time. This is a lot of Marines, by the way. They won't have +1 ready, but there's also 3 medevacs and 2 Vikings. He's just stimming across the map to get to the place faster. This is something you almost never see. It's like people running in the wild just to get to locations quicker. Usually when they're running, they need to either make a bus or a train. But no, these Marines just want to get there fast, and they got there real fast. Void Ray sentries not going to be good enough. Phoenix is coming back home. There's 2 Vikings that have landed as well. And the medevacs give this push at least that little bit of sustain. Look how overstimmed this is. 32 workers against 22. Marines are going to end up falling most likely. But so... Oh, no, wait! No! 3 HP on this Nexus. You can't be serious. What a huge blunder here by ByuN. Oh no, enormous mistake. That is awful. There's not a single unit that deals with Colossus in this army. Now, don't get me wrong. This game still probably is over. There's no worker production on the way. The natural is not going to be mining probably. Like, the game is most likely going to end here anyway. It's just, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he let that Nexus stay alive. Combat is finishing up in a couple of seconds. Extra Vikings on the way as well. Marauders being produced, 2 at a time. +1 has finished up at this point here for ByuN. Here comes the first stim. I think these Phoenixes should be tanking some of these Viking shots here, herO. I think these Phoenixes should be. Good target fire on a lot of these Marines. This is working out for herO. Oh my god, you can't be serious. What a game. Well, actually, can you be? Oh. Colossus in the back is still alive, but for how much longer? This is insane. This is actually insane. 3 more Stalkers get warped in here. And I think this is it. I think ByuN is dead. Ooh, 2 Vikings. Maybe? Oh, second Colossus. SCVs need to be pulled at this point. No, target on the Colossus first, in my opinion. Way more important than these Phoenixes. GG gets called and herO. Oi, 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 what a comeback. What an insane game this was. Holy crap. 2 really fun, dynamic games that I haven't quite seen before. Not quite like this. And the score right now is 1-1. Alright, at this point I'm just convinced that ByuN took a bet with one of his mates, saying that he can surely beat herO without ever building the first or one of the first buildings in the main base. This is the third game in a row now that we're seeing a proxy. This almost feels like herO is getting kind of, I don't want to say punished, but kind of getting countered for his usual scouting patterns. So if you watch a lot of herO, which I do because, well, I'm a Protoss player and herO is the best PvT player and probably the best PvZ player as well, he has a very particular way of scouting usually. He either doesn't scout to the other side of the map and scouts most of the close by locations, but I don't think he would go down this ramp. He'd scout over here and he'd pop in over here, then go back, build a nexus. Or if he doesn't scout around, he'll go straight away across the map. Now, against both of these scouting options that herO has, I believe that this barracks would be fairly successful. Against this particular scouting pattern, the one straight away across the map, herO is always forced into a zealot, which is what we're seeing here. Because herO doesn't know if there's a barracks in this location or if there's a barracks in this location. Now, if you are aware of this, you could have differing responses against this, right? You could not build a zealot if the barracks is in this location, but because herO is completely unaware of where this first barracks is positioned, and he also did not manage to say, hey, I scouted around my base, so at least I know it's not over here and not over here. They can take like a little bit of a guess, a bit of a gamble and say, okay, I won't build a zealot. This time around, it's the correct call. It was fairly close. The zealot, it helps against the Reaper, or helps against the Reaper. It forces the Reaper to be microed very carefully and often pushes it back faster than otherwise it would have. It should never get a kill, but still, sometimes it does. If you're lucky. Another thing the zealot does, it's like a regulator, you know? He makes sure that there's no unlicensed buildings going down on the Protoss side of things. Bunker in your mineral line, zealot will take care of it. Bunker on top of your ramp, zealot will take care of it. Factory down here, well, zealot needs to find it, but if he finds it, he'll take care of it. I'm absolutely not worried about that whatsoever. So this was a successful start here for ByuN, by the way, if we evaluate the situation. Zealot has been forced, and Reaper gets 2 worker kills, while only building a single Reaper, and then straight away flying back home with the barracks, which means that reactor, and with the reactor on the barracks, marine production can resume pretty quickly from this point on out. Sure, it's a long flight back home, but at some point you're going to be capable of starting marines again. This is going to get followed up by a quick mine drop. I'm not quite sure why he thought of starting a tech lab there. That's a mistake, because you need a medevac here for these mines. That's the thing that is sure. That's a certain thing, right? You can't just mess around. herO is following this up with a fast robotics facility as well, which is the weakest tech in all of StarCraft 2 for Protoss, but probably also just in all of StarCraft 2. It's a very, very bad opener here. The robo doesn't give you anything, except a little bit of vision with the observer in the early game, which is why people try to delay the robo for as long as possible in this matchup usually, because it's an expensive structure, everything out there is expensive, and it doesn't help you. There is no counter-attack potential usually with just a robo, unless it's going to be a prism, but that is extremely expensive and almost always puts you at a complete all-in. We actually do see that it's going to be a prism here, but before that prism is out and before the observer is going to scout anything, this little medevac drop is already moving in towards the natural and it's going to straight away fly in towards the main after as well, most likely. I think he should lift at least one of these mines. He's going to lift all 3 of them and gets away with them as well. If he gets to keep this alive, this is a huge deal. This is one of the reasons why robo is so extremely, I don't want to say underused, but it's just unpopular. Because if it's underused, it means it should be used more. But I don't think robo should be used more. It should be used even less. It's still too popular for how crap it is. And this is a great example. There's no catch with robo. Mines go in and they go out. You can't catch it. Raven flies in, flies out. You can't catch it. Unless you're in the perfect position, there is nothing you can do to stop these drops from happening. There's so many angles a Terran can decide to go in from. It's almost always impossible to stop that. And because you have no catch, you can't kind of just keep your stalkers over here and then blink one direction. No, your stalkers are out of position for half a second. This is going to start happening like that. Just like that. And yes, it doesn't look like a big deal, but this is the second time we're seeing a straight up pro pool over here. Mine is going to reburrow once again. This is like 20 seconds on top of the initial 10-15 seconds that had already been used with that pro pool. So another pretty decent start here. Now a Banshee comes in on top of that as well. Once again, no catch in this army means that this Banshee is going to force a lot of Stalkers in positions where Stalkers don't want to be. This is an absolute masterclass on how to beat Robo. It's just having individual threats on different sides and forcing a massive Stalker spread basically in the main base, a massive Stalker spread in the natural, allowing for no real harassment potential. I mean, this Prism has done, like, killed 3 workers. No, it had killed 0 workers. And on top of that, there's no fast third base. Your tech is a little bit faster when it comes to Colossus if you want that, but often a Raven can take care of that as well. So, yeah, this has been a fairly disappointing start here for herO. And when I say fairly disappointing, I mean it's a start where, unless he gets something really big done in the next minute, yeah, the 60 more seconds he has, I think he's just dead. He's in a terrible position right now. Infrastructure-wise, this is garbage. We're working off of 3 gateways with 3 more gates on the way. So that's going to be 6 gateways total. We already have a 3rd command center on the way here for ByuN. Mine takes out another worker. Banshee is going to look for some damage here in the natural. Perhaps might even be capable of dealing that damage here. No, actually. 1 feedback. Feedback. Ooh. He gets forced into morphing an Archon though, which sucks because he wanted to get Storm. Still has the Prism alive as well. Now it's going to take a little bit longer. I think the plan here was to go for a Storm drop on SCVs. It's not going to end up working out. Oi, oi, oi. These are 2 S-tier players, by the way, in my mind. The best of the best, but ByuN is making herO look like a bit of an A-tier or maybe even a B-tier player. It's unbelievable here. I should make a massive list of all the tiers that players are in, and then only refer to them as their tier. That's a healthy way to go about things. Maybe I'll get some interaction with other pros as well who want to flame me for their bad rating. I think that could be fun as well. You have like a weekly Twitter thread or something like this, asking the fans how to rate everyone. Ooh. Look, herO just dropped a tier from S to A in a couple of seconds. Look at that. Losing an immortal drop like that is unbelievable. And hence shockwaves here is being researched. My estimation of the situation is that either herO is going to attack into this position and get mercilessly slaughtered, or B, ByuN is going to attack across the map with enhanced shockwave and EMP and is going to mercilessly slaughter herO as well. Although I'd much prefer for ByuN to stay at home, and I think ByuN also understands that because he knows how late that expansion was. Alright. I have seen this type of fights, by the way, go the way of herO, but the thing here is that there's 3 tanks in key positions. There are turrets, there's a decent marauder count, and there's only 18 marines. And all of this combined makes it hard to believe for me that this is going to be very successful. And as I say that, so far this has been pretty successful. At the same time, no double drop heading in towards the main base. Okay, that explains at least the success that herO was having with this push. Life's a little bit easier if there's 25 supply missing from a defense. These Templar are going to get caught though. Try to morph into an Archon. Will end up dying. I wonder if herO is going to go again, because he kind of has to. That's the thing here. There's no upgrades on the way. herO's still behind in upgrades massively. He can't really make up for that. Despite ByuN losing 10 workers in that last defense, he's still actually up 6 workers. I still have this double drop over here as well. ByuN is so extremely aware of what's going on in this game. It's impressive. Sometimes it feels like some of these top Korean Terrans just use map hack with how well they move their army. It's really, really insane. Instant focus fire here on the Nexus. And right now ByuN realizes that this is as all-in as it gets. So all he needs to do is defend this area. He doesn't need to defend the third. herO also is aware of this. He's just going to let these SCVs mine here for now. Marines moving in, taking out a lot of workers already. Yeah, once again, correct call out of ByuN, saying, hey, I actually think if I hold my high ground, I'm still going to be okay. No target fire of the tank on these Templar, which definitely should be the case, I do believe. Oh, EMPs are going to hit. perhaps not necessary after all. Yeah, ByuN absolutely slaughtering herO. As expected, GG gets called and herO taps out and ByuN takes the lead 2-1 in this series. Game number 4, the first game here where we don't see an SCV moving out on the map. Also the first time that herO opts to go for his straightaway scout. This is something that he's been doing for a while now, where he'll legit send his first probe across the map. This is especially good against potential proxies, because you scout really early that something is weird. And it's also quite powerful. Hello? What are you doing, SCV? It's also quite powerful against eBay blocks, because you see the SCV moving out, kind of making eBay blocks impossible to do. I think this is a way for herO to say, hey, I want a normal game. I feel comfortable in a normal game. Oh! Very nice. That was beautiful. This is the type of stuff where very often pros will say, oh, it's not worth it, and you shouldn't be doing that, because what if what if you don't get the kill? But here ByuN was 100% sure that he was going to get the kill. Oh wait, I have the scoring correct. It's 2 already for ByuN. Here ByuN was 100% sure that he was going to get the kill, and I was like, alright, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it, and he got it. That's big. That's really, really big. And it's extremely nice. Oh, what was this opener here then? I like the fast scout. I'm not as huge a fan here of this quick zealot, and I'm definitely not a huge fan here of this proxy pylon. It's double gas on one base. I'm sorry. I'm just not really feeling this build order. I guess the reason why I'm not really feeling this build order, it's because ByuN, whenever he doesn't scout, always gets the CC on the high ground. Every single time. He'll be going into a fast factory as well, 99% of his games. Like, I don't know. The one thing that you can say about ByuN is, yes, he doesn't scout a lot, but he tries to play fairly safe. And he'll kind of have a rotation of build orders that all are very safe against something else. But percentage-wise, I think it works out very well for him. So yes, maybe 33% of the games he'll just straight up lose, but that's still a risk you don't want to take if you're an equally skilled player. Like if you're herO in this case, a 33% risk is not something you'd want to take, right? Like you want a 100% win, or you shouldn't play it, or like a higher percentage build at least. I'm just not a huge fan of that. The fact that this first unit is a Hellion, by the way, is fairly good here for what's he called? For herO. Because that means that it's not going to be a mine. I still believe there's going to be plenty of Marines out though. And this Hellion also spots the Oracle. ByuN is completely in the know right now as to what is going on. He's going to have plenty of Marines out here. I don't want to say that this game is completely over, but this game is extremely favorable right now for ByuN. He has a faster base, has a complete defense, has pretty quick tech as well. There is still an opportunity to deal damage here if your name is herO, and that usually comes with the third Oracle or with the second Oracle if you have like a 3 Adept push out. Problem is that there's a Hellion. Do you spot this Hellions with them? You don't. You definitely do spot it the moment your probes start to transfer though, but by the time these Adepts might be long gone. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at the response time here out of herO. Sees the Hellion right now, immediately sends units over. ByuN hasn't responded quite yet, as Oracle's going towards the natural base. herO's going to take out the Hellion for free and will also move away with his Oracles. This is going to be a fairly dedicated push coming out of ByuN here, I think. Ooh, starting with a 7 Marine drop. I don't think that herO is aware of this. He's not going to have units ready whatsoever for this. There's a single gateway. Recall is available and will need to be used. Main base completely left empty. So it's going to be a trading of workers. Let's see who gets ahead out of this. I think it's going to be ByuN, who's taking out 7-8 workers already. Now could start working on perhaps a pylon. No, warping in Stalker first. 2 Adepts get teleported back home, but that's not enough. We see a pro pool on top of it as well. The barracks. The medevac is going to lift up the Marines, drop in towards the natural, more mining time being delayed. ByuN with a fantastic start for himself here. Is already getting his second barracks as well. Tech lab on this starport, most likely for the barracks. Don't think we're going to see a Banshee or a Raven in this case. It would surprise me. These Oracles are completely out of energy, and more mining time is being lost. There's simply not enough units here for herO to hold. This game feels, well, oh my god, was that Was that some... Ooh, he's styling. He's styling. That wasn't necessary. It's good, sure, to keep your Marines alive, but... Oh yeah, he's styling. Another good dodge there. So much mining time delayed on the natural. It's actually going to be a Raven. Surprises me. It really does surprise me. Yeah, no, that is actually somewhat surprising. Wow. Okay, a Raven. I thought this was going to be for a swap with the barracks and then the starport, so we could get a fast stim going. And then maybe another barracks for a quicker combat shield as well. That wasn't quite the case. This turret isn't done yet. That means a couple of workers will end up falling here. The problem is that a couple of workers isn't quite enough. But, well, this is more than a couple. That was decent damage, actually. I do believe that at least... no, it's just going to be one. I thought it was going to be at least two, but it's going to be one. Single Oracle is going to end up falling here, but one Oracle for 10 workers in this stage of the game is probably okay. The problem for herO is still that he's down in eco when it comes down to the mules, of course. Once the mules start mining, we'll see this mineral income kind of skyrocket for ByuN. Well, skyrocket, go up by about 200. And that's important. Nexus is being constructed here. And one of the things that people often underestimate in this type of scenario is like they'll look at the army supply and the worker supply and say, well, it's bad right now, but surely at some point there's going to be like a mass production here for herO. Like being 62 against 85 wouldn't actually be the end of the world if there were 8 gateways already. The problem is we're working off of 3 gateways. First, there needs to be, well, what is it? 150 for the gateway. You at least want to get 5 more, I think, in this type of scenario. So we're talking 750 minerals that first need to be invested into production before units can start getting produced. At the same time, we already see ByuN on the triple barracks production with that factory out, with the ability to build medevacs as well. His supply is going to skyrocket. Or well, skyrocket, it's just going to continue increasing at a similar pace. Right now, herO needs to make the decision, do I want more units to hold the initial push, or do I want more infrastructure to perhaps hold the second push? And I think that he's forced into slowly adding the infrastructure while adding units as well. This is usually not how you want to be doing it as a Protoss player, because at a certain point, once your third starts mining, you'll be floating a crap ton of money, and there's literally nothing you can do about this. This is just because of how herO is forced into building his infrastructure right now. So there's a decent chance that herO, in a minute or so, is just going to be floating 700-800 minerals while the extra gateways are building already. And that would be obviously a sucky situation. Supply still looks relatively close at that point. Combat shield hasn't actually started yet, which is not a decision. I think this is a mistake. I mean, if this is a decision, it's a terrible decision. And one that I would... judge ByuN for harshly. I think this is a mistake. Uh-oh! That is also not a decision. That's a bad mistake. It's also 2 huge mistakes here. Very significant errors, which actually could increase the chances here of herO holding. We do have 1 tank being lifted up in the back. These oracles are dealing some damage as well. This is still going to be a fine trade though for ByuN. That's how far ahead he was. Imagine having half of your army not fighting, not getting one of the most important upgrades in the game, and still just absolutely destroying a fight. As herO is now starting to add the production, is floating those 500-600 minerals. He's just going to be struggling. He's going to be struggling, has no real upgrades either. Hasn't even started upgrades, does have a forge, I believe, yeah. Did not find the cash to get anything there. He's still in the game for now. But there's a 3rd CC already done for ByuN as well. There's 52 workers. Marines continue streaming in. Finally, we have combat shield. It's very rare to see concussive shell start and probably also finish before combat. But yeah, the game is already over. As ByuN wins after 3 games with proxies and 1, well, actually another game with a proxy, this time coming out of herO though. Yeah, that's going to be it today in this best of 5. I hope you all enjoyed this series. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for more high-level StarCraft 2. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.